So, in the last video, we finished creating the CRUD functionality for groceries, and now we're going to get started on the actual items itself. This thing, basically. So, let's just start our server really quick. Yarn start dev, nodemon, this is typeorm, and then there's our server. Alright, cool. And let's open this up. Hello world, alright. Okay, so I actually made a mistake in the previous videos with the decorator that we used. You notice that there's a many to one and one to many. I get confused between the two because they're so similar. So we're gonna fix that here. So let's open up our grocery list. So instead of many to one, there's gonna be one to many, and the first the first argument is the type that it's being casted to, and then the second argument is the actual property. So I think what was it? So item is going to be to item dot grocery list, and that property doesn't exist yet, but we'll add it. And I believe that should be it. I'm gonna hold off on saving it until now. And this is our items class, and let's make sure we add the many to one relation here. And similarly, it has the same type casting here. So type is grocery list, and the property of grocery list is going to be grocery list dot items. And what did I grocery list, and that's going to be of the type grocery list. Okay, and then if you save, and whoops, I need to save this. All of this is it's just Postgres adjusting the changes correctly. And with that out of the way, we go to Postman, and currently there's nothing because I deleted my database. But if we do a post, and I think it was Walmart. Now let's quickly check what else we need. We need the name, and that's it. Okay, so we do a post, and there's our list, or yeah, there's our grocery list. If we do get now, items is an empty array, which is what we wanted instead of null before. All right, so now we're gonna work inside of. Hold on, I could do this. All right, so each of the items requires the ID of its parent. So the grocery list item, or the grocery list ID, before we get into it. So if we're gonna make a couple of files really quick, so touch source, where's this? Controllers, items dot routes dot ts, and then also controllers items dot handler. Is handler with an S? No. Okay. Dot ts. Okay. So the game plan here is since we need the ID from the grocery routes, we're actually gonna nest another router here. So route dot use, which you've seen before with inside of the entry server. Express has the use method that you can pass in middleware, and Express is smart enough to figure out what needs to go where. So that, where was I? Grocery list. So here we're just gonna send in another router. So we're just gonna call it items router, which doesn't exist yet because we have to make it. So in our items routes, let's import router from Express and instantiate router instance. Router equals router. And then we also have to pass in a configuration object of merge params to true. And what that does is allows us to use parameters from its parent's uh, router thing. So, wait, let's save this really quick. And then make sure we import this correctly, which I'm going to put at the top over here. So import from /items routes. And we'll, since there's already an instance of router here, we're going to import it with an alias. So items router, like that. And there's no naming confliction here, so that's perfect. And let's just do a quick get here. So router.get slash request response next res.send it works, yay. All right, so let's do a get here. All right, slash items I believe is what I called it, not found. Oh right, actually need to send in a path. So it's gonna be slash ID slash items. Save. Nodemon will restart the server. Send again, and it works. Yay! All right, everything's connected, so we could get rid of or exit these files. And let's get started. Okay, so it's gonna be the same basic structure as our CRUD functionality of the groceries. So there's going to be a get here, as well as a post, and then router.route slash, and we can't just do ID because, again, with the naming conflicts. So this one, we're just going to call item ID. If I was a bit more prepared, I would probably make this called grocery ID, but it's too late now because I would have to rewrite a couple functions. Also note, that's a good reason to refactor and get rid of some redundancy, but again, it's too late, so screw it. Alright, now we just need to fill in the handler functions, which will all live in the items.handler file. So what we need in this, we need both entities that we have, so from // entities / grocery list, import from // entities / item. This is going to be grocery list. This will be item, and then export const. This is item async. There's going to be a try catch here. Catch. Next. Error. I do not want this one. And this should just be next. Request. Response. Next. Alright. And we're just going to copy and paste this 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So the first one is going to be show all items S. And what are we doing with this? Let's make sure we have merge params is true, so that's good. And we're just gonna find, let's see, find the list. List equals await grocery list dot find one where ID and relations items. All right, and then ID is coming from the parameters, so let's make sure we get that. Request.params here. And that looks right. So JSON list.items. All right. So let's see. So we just refresh this. Not found. Why is it not found? That works. Items. Oh, duh. Wait, show all items goes here. Error? What kind of error is this? Unable to compile TypeScript. Items, handler, variable, item. Naming conflicts. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll just do that. This is going to be create item. This one's going to be show item. Update item. Delete item. All right. Make sure the errors go away, and then we check if everything works. All right, cool. Empty array, which is technically correct. So, all right, so now let's actually post so we have an array to look at. Okay, so create is going to be, let's see, do we need to? Yeah, we do. This is going to be request.params, and let's check really quick. All right, so we're actually going to use a let here. I prefer const, but I'm going to use some reassignment stuff. So await item dot create request dot body, and then we're going to reassign item to after it creates. So item dot save. Promise is not assignable. Why? Why is it not assignable? Oh, duh. Okay. We have to put the await because we want the value of item.save, not the promise of item.save. I hope that makes sense. All right. So item is created, but we also need to make sure that it's pushed onto the grocery list, and that's where this ID comes from. So this is going to be const list equals await grocery list dot find one where ID and then relations is going to be items and list dot items dot push item await list dot save, and then we're just gonna there's that JSON list dot no actually we're just gonna send them the item. So if everything works well, we're gonna send a post with I'm just gonna do test. Not found. Of course, that is simply because I didn't add it here. Create item. There. Post. And there we go. All right, cool. Oh, right. Yeah. I keep forgetting. All right, and then our grocery list has the associated item. So now we have the typical to-do list. Now we just need to do the last three handlers, which is pretty simple in comparison. So let's add some spaces to make this readable. And there. Actually, I want the space here. Okay. Okay, so next one is going to be show item. So we need both IDs. So ID and, what do I call it? Item ID. Item ID from request.params. And actually, we don't need the ID. Alright, so we just need to do a const item is awaits dot big item dot find one where ID is equal to item ID. And we'll just do JSON item. Okay, and so slash items slash and then this UUID send. I keep forgetting to add in the thing, so show item update item delete item. Whoa. Oh, right. Okay. So send. There we go. Getting back exactly one. I do a update. It's gonna be the same logic, so I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Paste. And then we actually want to change this. So let's see. How did we do it before? Create update. Here we go. So we find it and then we change the name. Okay, easy enough. So we find item dot name equals request dot body dot name and then item dot save. Oops. Do a put. Change the test to an actual grocery item, so eggs. Send. And we do a get. Should be eggs, and it is. Perfect. And then delete is pretty similar. So we find, then we remove. Item dot remove. Item dot save. All right. I think both of these I have to await. So actually, I don't know if I need to save. Wait, let me see. Remove. Nope. I don't need to save. Okay. And it should work, so let's delete it. Cool. If we get it, it should be gone. Probably not a 200. Whatever. And so now we have everything working as we like. So let's just use this as a normal API. So let's post some stuff. So first eggs, then milk, then of course we're gonna go to Walmart. No, that was Walmart. So now we go to Target, where you get the quality stuff, and in there we're just gonna get slash items. We're just get some beer. And now if we get everything, we should have two lists, which we do, Walmart and Target. And then Walmart has eggs and milk, and Target has beer. Okay, so that is the basics of an API written in Node and TypeScript. And then we're using typeorm to create to interact with a Postgres database. That's simple enough. A small project, but now you've created a necessary backend with TypeScript. Okay, so now we're just gonna store it onto GitHub. So status git add everything, git commits, finished API, and then push. And I want to overwrite some changes that I did earlier. So we're gonna do -f for force. You don't have to do this part. And then origin, master, press enter, clear, and let's go see that. And there we go. Look at our commits. That looks good. Alright, so there you have it. There's a couple things that we could probably do with this. So far, it's not very type safe. If you can see the like this, we're just getting the name from the body. We're not even checking if the body has the name or anything. We could probably fix the errors, the error handlers, because, oops, not this one, because it's expecting a status here, but we're not sending statuses where we want to. But again, it's all of that's extra and more of quality of life than actual implementation. But yeah, all right, I'll see you guys next time with something else.